everyone, my name's Nick and welcome back to Numo, where you get your daily crypto needs. So I haven't posted in a couple of days, guys, had some family stuff to deal with, but yeah, let's do a quick Bitcoin update for you. So here we have the Bitcoin chart, which is on the daily right now, and as you can see, we're actually cooling off, and I'm going to jump into the 4 hour because this gives a little bit more detail into what's happening right now. So on the 4 hour, get the trusty old paintbrush out. Here we go. So we did just cop a double top, so here and here, and that's a bearish sign. So it's like having a double bottom, which is a bullish sign. So it's like selling is exhausted. So here kind of buying is exhausted for the short term. Not, as I said, I'm still very bullish on this, but just for the short term, it looks like we're gonna have a little pullback. Now, another thing is obviously on our RSI as well. So we had the bearish divergence. So we were making higher highs, but lower lows on the RSI here, so that was our bearish indicator we had right there. And now we are having a little bit of a sell, which is totally fine. And now just areas to look at as well. I'll go on the daily and I'll draw some fibs just so we can see. Because I have drawn a green box, which is my buy area personally, and I'll show you how I got that. So I'm just gonna do a fib retracement from the bottom of this big run up until here. And as you can see, your 0.382, which is like the golden pocket. So it's a very good buy area that coincides, well, that's at about 40K. So between, as I've got this box here, between about 41.5 and 40K, that's where I've got this little green box. And all that we'll be doing as well is just retesting our old supports. And from there, most likely shoot up higher. So just hold tight for a little bit, guys, on this one, and just allow the market to cool off before entering any trades or anything like that. But yeah, another reason why that is, I'm just going to enable the visual range. And the reason I say that is because there is some liquidity here that needs to get tapped. Whether we drop down all the way to this, I'm not 100% certain, but it's not impossible. We could revisit these lows down here. But yeah, and one thing just to look out for is that the reason I'm saying I don't think we're going to break this here is because then we'd break the actual uptrend structure, if that makes sense. So to me, it makes more, it's logical that we come down just here and possibly up, something like that. But yet again, this is not financial advice, and this is just what I'm seeing in the charts at the moment. So yeah, as I said, just a little bit of a cool off period. So just be careful if you are trading, or like what you're going to be trading. Just be mindful of that we may have a bit of a cool off over the weekend and so forth, or even just today. So yeah, which is, it's not a bad thing. It's healthy for the markets to pull back. And also, as you can see, the RSI right now, we're still at like 60, roughly 61 or something, even higher, 64. And the reason I've drawn this little yellow line on my RSI indicator is because in a bull trend, we often will have these big run-ups like this and then have a cool off. So personally, I like to enter trades around, on the daily time frame, this is around the 50 mark, in that region on 10x with like, so you get a nice stop, so it's not going to stop you out, etc. And at the moment you can see we did it here, and now we're just kind of pulling back a bit. But as it's an RSI, so it does indicate the strength of the asset. So here you can see that we might be going back down to this like 50 area, but the price will still be higher than it was back here, if that makes sense. So that is all very like positive and good for a bull run, etc. So yeah, that's what we've got in the charts at the moment. So just keep in mind with those things. And I'm just going to run through now. Let's see how we're going here. On the week, we're still up 10%, which is all well and good. Let's go into our fear and greed index. So we're still quite greedy, hence probably why we're pulling back a little bit now. And also we'll jump into our funding rates. So in our funding rates, it's becoming more positive now, which is great. So like we are just cooling off. For the last few days, it was really quite negative. So in the red here, which means there's a lot of longs open. But yeah, so it looks like we're just going to retest like major supports and then probably run up from there. Nothing too complicated, which is good. So just keep an eye out for that there. And if that one there gets broken, your next one you're probably going to want to look for is, let me just go on my 4 hour. So yeah, if we break that, then you're gonna like look for targets really down at your, potentially down at your 36k area, to be honest. Down here is where, if it does break this one here, we're probably going to fall back down to 36, which I don't think is likely. And it's always good to keep in mind, but that's not what I'm trading on, to be honest. I'll be waiting for this green box here, which is also an order block. Wait for that to get filled and jump in around here. And then you're going to get your stops, like make sure your stops are below that previous low there. And it should be good times from there all the way back up to all-time highs. And yet again, that cup and handle formation or pattern is still playing out, which we had here. And that target was still above 50k. So it's totally, and so these patterns can take time to play out as well. So all we're doing now is just pulling back a little bit, and then we'll run from there. So I'll just do a little arrow just so you guys see what I'm kind of thinking may play out. And yet again, it totally may not. But so we're here right now. I think we're going to go down to here, fill that, and from there, go back up, test this, maybe drop back down, and then it's just straight up from there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking will happen. It may not, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now and things I'll be trading. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a nice quick short video, but I hope it helps, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye.